Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creative Team Career here on the PS5. It's round 18, I think, of Season 5. We are heading correctly this time to Marina Bay for the Singapore Grand Prix. Yes, round 18. There we go. Okay, so didn't forget to save this time last night. I made sure we did that on stream before I ended the broadcast last night, and we are ready to have our final race with this spec of car before we get our nice shiny new upgrades. So we've already got a couple into production already. So if we take a look, you can see we started work on building the new side pods and the new chassis. We've got a suspension that's going through. It's 6 days away, and when that's complete, then we can start building the new underfloor. I think it's an underfloor. Yes, underfloor. So none of these parts will be ready tonight, so we are going to have to wait. But then we've got 4 weeks until COTA, so that's plenty of time to get those new parts built and on the car. We still have a rear wing going through as well. You can see it's 19 days away, so that's about 3 weeks away, just under. And then we will have enough time to get a couple of those built and on the car as well. So yeah, it's going to hopefully be a nice little step forward in performance for us when we go to Dakota, but we do have to get through Singapore first, and this could be a bit of an iffy race. You can see we're going to have a wet, potentially wet quali, a little bit of rain on the Saturday, could affect practice and or quali. We don't know yet, but then it will be dry and a fair bit warmer on the Sunday. 31 degrees might prove slightly problematic for the tyres. We shall see. Yeah, the circuit itself does not lend itself to the way our car is set. As you can see, a real mixture of everything. Slow, medium and fast corners all mixed into each other. There's no slow section or fast section. It's all kind of flat out long straights with a mixture of corners thrown in to break those up. So it's going to be a weird one. I really don't know where our car is going to be. I mean, we know we're lacking in speed. The long first DRS zone is going to be problematic for us. Hopefully we can at least get a good launch into it to make sure we get the DRS. If we have the DRS, we should be okay. But our speed and DRS, both pretty poor, 19th on the grid. Our high speed is pretty bad as well, 18th. Dirty air, especially important around this circuit, is also really bad. Tyre wear, not so good either. There is a little bit of a difference between the two car specs. We have a little bit more speed on Joe's car, a little bit better tyre wear. He is running something a little bit different. What is that? Is that the suspension? It is, and we can actually put that onto both cars. So let's do that. Let's check they are both running the same spec elsewhere. Yes, they are. Okay, so that paints a slightly better picture for our drivers. A little bit better in speed, a little bit better in our cornering all round. Dirty air still not great. Tyre preservation has improved a little bit. I don't know how we'll do, but fingers crossed we'll be okay. How you doing, Adrian? How you doing, Dino? Good to see you. Hello to everyone else lurking in the chat as well. Let's get our target set for tonight's race. Oh, wow. 9th. That's a sudden jump forward. Yeah, we should be able to hit 9th. And 17th for Joe. Wow, okay, they really don't rate Joe's chances at all, do they? Off we go to Singapore.
Our Formula One season continues here, in the Republic of Singapore. The Marina Bay street circuit is lit up and ready for action, looking like some sort of scene from a science fiction movie. But the competition is real, and nothing else can deliver quite like Formula One. In the last round, we saw the perfect blending of strategy and performance lead to a well-earned win. But can they pull it off again here? And with that, I think it's time to get started.
All right, let's get prepped. We are going to be putting Mini in the car every race that we can from now to the end of the season. Won't be that many left, actually, because we're going to COTA after this. He'll be sitting that one out because it's a sprint weekend. Mexico, after that, he'll be back in the car. Then after that, we go to Brazil. So once again, he'll be sitting out. Vegas, he'll be back at Vegas. Then he'll be sitting out again because it's Qatar, before getting back behind the wheel in practice one for the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi. So we will get a few more runs out of him before the end of the year in preparation to try and get him prepped to take over from Joe. Let's see. Let's start with our prep. We've already done the parts by the look of it. Yes, we have. Good. It's quite a long lap, about 17 laps normally, so we are going to overfuel. We're going to go with 25, just to make sure we can get the full 100% run in for Gabriele Mini. We will go with 25 laps for Joe as well, but we are going to put medium tyres on, not hards. Go. Pace settings are done. These ones aren't. Go, and now we can get the car set up. So quite a high downforce circuit, sort of around 7 to 9 on the front wing. I'm going to start with a 7 on this. It's normally around a 15.5 on the rear wing. I mean, it could fluctuate slightly, but it's almost always that. I'm going to head out to a 9.1 to start with on that. We're going to drop the tyre camber down and push the toe up. And then we'll vary that slightly on Joe's car. We'll go with a little bit more on the front wing. We'll go with 7.5 for the 15.5. We'll also bring this in a little bit. We'll go to an 8.2. We'll pull that in just a little less and push that all the way up. Let's see how we get on with that.
Ten seconds to the green.
Evening, Army. Putting a little bit of a gap between our drivers so they don't trip over each other. Once again, Ollie Behrman is in for McLaren. Monica Almeida is also running for McLaren today. Who else is running rookie-wise? Pepe Marti is in for Red Bull. No, RB. And Mansell is in again for Cadillac. He's been getting a lot of track time this season, actually, as Christian Mansell. All right, getting close to our first bit of feedback already from Joe here. 88%, that's not a bad start. We're about halfway through Mini's development run.
Copy. tyres at the moment are on low side.
And a little bit closer on the setup, 94%. Not bad. %. So we're almost done with Mini's run. Get him in on the next lap. There we go. Joe is up to 42% on his driver development. Car part is learned, so we'll call Joe in as well now. And let's take a look at the setup, see what we need to tweak. A little bit of everything. So let's go with a little bit more front wing. Let's push that up as well. Tweak that. I need to find 6%, so I've probably gone too much with the front wing. No, I'm just going to go with that. I'm just going to make that one little tweak from there to there. That's it. That'll give me a little bit of movement on the front wing and the braking and the cornering and the tractions. Rear wing will stay where it needs to be. That might be enough. A bit more to do on this one. So let's go to the 9.1. Let's pull that there. I'm going to have to really ramp up the front wing, I think. Have to go to an 8.2 minimum. Might even come more than that. Looking at it. To get the braking back in line. I don't want to go any higher than a 9. Let's try that. And that is the end of our first practice session. Not sure what our engine situation is like. We might potentially... What is the power on our current engines? They won't tell me unless I actually send them out, which I don't want to do. We'll take a look at the end of the session. And we should find out after this Grand Prix whether or not Giovinazzi and Mick will accept our offers to come and join us as reserve roles for next season. They are the last piece of the puzzle that we need to put in place, apart from promoting Mini. We don't have the funds to do that yet. That's going to be a very late stage call, I think. Buying Joe out of his contract. Just simply because of how much money we're going to need. Right. We've made the changes. We need to have a decent run here with Fuji. Let's go 30 laps. Go 20 laps with Joe. He's on to the mediums now. Evening, Victor. Let's see. So we're at 44% on the engine. Okay, it's not great. We'll be running the 78% engine tonight. We'll keep the 94 for Kota, and then that'll probably be the one that we use for the rest of the season. Don't think there'll be any benefit to go to the other one unless we wear out the other one first. So we are ready to send them out for the next session.
Green light.
Sends you out first because he's on quicker tyres with a smaller fuel load, or a lighter fuel load. And let's see if those changes have worked. All the normal first team drivers back in their cars now. And I can't remember what number Antonelli has on his car. Where is he? There he is. Number 12. So that's the other question, is what number will he have in his car next year? Will it be number 12 or will it be number 1? He's not a million miles away. We look at the driver standings. You can see there's only 12 points behind Oscar going into this Grand Prix. So he is still in the hunt for the Drivers' Championship. And part of me wants to see a number 1 on a Ferrari. It'd be nice to have him with a number 1 on the car, but part of me wants to win that championship for Antonelli with Ferrari.
I'm so happy.
As his first, rather than him winning it at Cadillac. Well, the changes have worked for Joe. Got that car where it needs to be. We've made a little bit of a step forward with Thudo, but a little bit more tweaking still needing to be done. In fact, actually, no, we've gone backwards, haven't we? We're at 96. We've gone the wrong way somewhere on Thudo's car. We actually lost a couple of percent. Or we're at 94. We're at 94 or 96. I think we're at 94, so we've only lost 1%. So something has improved, something else has gone the wrong way. We'll have to investigate when he gets back in the pits. I think Leclerc's running new parts today. Yeah, new gearbox. Pretty recent engine as well. Let's take a look at the Cadillacs as well. So pretty new-ish engine for Antonelli and for Piastri. So the two Cadillacs very closely matched in terms of performance. There's no real difference between them. I am very curious as to what number engine and ERS, etc. we're on with Nagel. In fact, actually, I don't know where can we see here, actually? I think we can. So how many parts has he gone through? We're on part number 4. He's on his third engine. It's only on his third engine. But he is on his third ERS. His fourth gearbox. So if he breaks any more, it's penalty parts. Same for Science. So you can see Science is on the final one of each of his parts. What about the rest of the field? Has anyone actually got a penalty yet? How is George on his first ERS still? That thing must be utter garbage by now. No, he's running a new one now, look. So that must be before we got into today. So if those are based on the previous round, there may be some drivers with penalty parts on now. But no one's showing with penalties. Apart from Ludwig. So I think he's on a penalty part. Which means a 10-place penalty. If it's just one. He hasn't made the top 10 all season, so he'll be basically starting from the back. Let's have a look at Fudo's setup. Now we have got rain at the start of this session. So we kept the braking okay, but everything else broke. Now all we did was that. We found where the braking stability needs to go. Nothing else has gone the right way though, so I wonder if we actually have to go below 7. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try a 6.5 in this run. What are we at? 94% prep. So 15 laps should be fine. It's going to be on the medium. Oh, he's on inters, isn't he? Joe is at 100% prep, so he doesn't even really need to run. But I do want to get him out on some softs. On some mediums, just so he's got extra softs available.
Okay.
See what the weather's going to do. It's going to dry up pretty quick. Let's send Fudo out now. I'm going to wait with Joe. Let's prep medium tyre. And then we'll just get him to... Actually, we can just do a single installation lap. There we go. And that will allocate that medium tyre so that we don't hand back 2 sets of softs. Everyone else, it looks like, is waiting for the track to change. So, Fudo has the circuit to himself. This rain is lasting longer than I was expecting it to. We might get our full feedback before anyone else even hits the track at this rate. Yeah, there we go. Oh, look, there we perfect. We nailed it. So it was a 6.5. I think that's the first time I can remember ever going below 7 on the front wing. And he is now set at 100% driver prep. So we can call him in. And there we go. Our practice is done. And Everybody else goes out now. Track is starting to dry. And they've all gone out on inters. What? Why did they wait? Oh, that's a point. I need to do a lap on the mediums, don't I? There we go. And now everyone's come straight back in again because they're now going to switch to dry tyres. That was bizarre. If they were going to wait that long just to do a handful of laps, and it's like they did 3 laps, not even that for some of them, 2 laps. And now they're going to start going back out on the dry tyres. That's very weird. If they were going to go out on the inters, why didn't they go out sooner? Very curious. Good turn of pace again from Yuki Tsunoda. Wow. George and Albon both up there as well. Have Aston taken a step forward with their car? Yes, it would seem as George goes quickest. Again, it's practice, so it's not gospel as to genuine pace, but we are seeing Aston and RB at the top of the table. This could be a very interesting qualifying, if that is a genuine reflection of the pace of the Astons. Let's get some good bits back on the car.
Qualifying is coming up, and the drivers will be ready and raring to go.
Remember, we lose the slowest 5 drivers at the end of Q1, another 5 at the end of Q2, and Q3 will set the top 10 positions.
Karun, don't you think it's going to be interesting to see what happens for the Alpine driver today?
It's clear that their teammate is pulling ahead of them right now, which they're bound to be nervous about. Hopefully they can keep a level head, because they can't really afford to make any mistakes.
And you're right. Well, it's nearly time.
It is going to start damp as well. We've got rain on the camera. Inters on the car. 1.58 mil. Okay. The 57% gearbox is good. We'll keep that on the car for this race. Even better for Joe there. And with that, we are prepped. We can go for 2 flying laps. In the wet, we should be a little bit more efficient on battery usage. Let's see what the weather's going to do.
Okay, Joe.
It's going to start drying up. So let's get out and get a couple of banker times in. And we'll whiz through these because we know it's going to be dry towards the end of the set. Well, maybe less than halfway through the session. Once again, no one else coming out yet. I wonder if they are waiting for that change to slicks. Rain has stopped now. Here they come. And they've gone a little early.
Okay, Joe. Now watch your delta.
Although there's still plenty of time for them to get another lap in.
Try to push.
134.7 track conditions are going to improve dramatically as they all now start their flying laps. Evening, Clark. Valtteri could be on for a pretty good time here. He's the last across the line. So the track will be in the best condition for him compared to Norris, who's first. And half a lap ahead of him. Hell chat. It can be hell in the chat sometimes, yeah. Oh, I need to refuel for just one run, not two. Go. And we're not going yet. We're going to wait. Let the track dry out. We're going to plummet down the order. Where did Valtteri end up? Only P12. Would he be a little higher than that? Would prefer to have waited just a touch longer, but with everybody else already out on track, the longer we wait it, just the more cars are going to be coming through and pushing Salah position, and then we're going to have to try and move past on our flying lap, and yeah, it'll just be a traffic nightmare. So if we go now, we'll have a couple of cars that will get in our way, maybe, but we'll avoid that big clump of traffic that is half a lap ahead of us on track. We've got a few more coming out behind us as well. So Leclerc goes whizzing through. He is the first of the flying laps.
Watch behind.
I think he's the only one that might be an issue for us, actually. Oh, Ocon as well. Ocon's just gone through. And we'll move out of the way of Leclerc here. There he goes. So, to book our passage through into Q2, it's Leclerc sets the early pace with a 128.1.
Okay.
That's 6.5 seconds quicker than us. This is our first dry lap. And we're going to be coming back onto Leclerc in a second. There he is. He gets out of the way. Might potentially get in the way for Zhou. Hopefully he won't. Ocon could potentially be a little bit of a problem. I think he'll be okay. Let's see how Zhou gets through. Yeah, Ocon is out of the way there. That's good. There's Leclerc. And again, through past him nice and easily. And then we should get past Leclerc here without any issue as well. Yeah, he pulls over and lets us through. So personal best sectors, no surprise there. Just are they good enough? Up to the line for Fuji. He goes P6, 4/10 away. And Zhou, 5.5, nearly 6/10 away. So, yeah, not greatest of pace, but then we knew we were going to have some issues with pace. We are safe, though. Not going to get eliminated.
At the moment,
Valtteri having to fight his way through some traffic here.
Okay, Joe, you are in a good position for the moment.
Again, sectors are not going to give us any real information there. He's on personal best, but his last lap was in the wet, so has he lost too much time coming through the field? He just gets through. And that eliminates Albon, along with Nagel, Iwasa. Norris is out. Norris is out with Porsche top. So not a good lap for Norris. Van Dorn is out as well. I believe that's everybody. It is. So we're saying goodbye to Alex Albon, Ludwig Nagel, Ayumu Iwasa, Lando Norris, Stoffel Van Dorn and Esteban Ocon, both Alpines at the back of the grid. Although Nagel does have that penalty, so he will start from last. Anyone else got any penalties picked up? No. All right, back on the Inters. Yeah, we may as well use a new set. Doesn't really matter. Again, we'll go with 2 laps of fuel. What is the water level? 1.9. So a little bit damper this time. But again, it will start to dry up. I'm actually going to go on to a scrub set of Inters. Now my fuel is iffy. There we go. Kind of wish Teo had a chance. Can't be worse than Lawson. Yeah, I mean, Porsche not getting an opportunity in Formula One is one of those, strange occurrences. He clearly has talent. He's an F2 champion. But I don't know if he's ever going to get a break in Formula One.
Copy.
He's not going to get a chance at Sauber. So unless they release him, then someone's going to have to buy him out of that contract, which is not going to be cheap. I think he's driving in WEC this season. Or not WEC. Elms. The European Le Mans Series.
Tires are okay. Moment is clear. More push, remember.
Evening, Mike. A little bit of a hold up there for Fuji. Oh, we're doing 2 laps, so it's not the end of the world. Plus, we will be doing another run at the end of the session as well. Joe is quicker. How much quicker? Let's see, 29.6 and 21.9. So, yeah, he lost a good 2 or 3 tenths in that first sector because of that. Is he going to hold up Joe as well now? No, he's starting his flying lap, so no hold up. That's 136.9. Wow. Fuji really pulled it together if he's only, 400ths of a second behind, considering how much he was down in the first sector.
Position is good.
So we lost a little over 2.5 tenths in the first sector. But he was a tenth quicker in the middle sector. Less than that. It's about 700ths quicker in the middle sector. But then he did a 26.9 and a 27.1. So he gained over a tenth in the final sector. Gastry has set the pace with a 135.9. Although, let's see what Leclerc does.
Gap for the car ahead is okay. More push when you're ready.
And we're going to do a second flying lap. Leclerc, 4 tenths down on Oscar. Track's starting to dry up a little bit now. It's going to continually improve over the next few minutes, and then should plateau for the last 4 or 5 minutes of the session. So we'll finish this lap, get back to the pits, and then slap on a new set of inters and do a 1-lap run. Oh, George is in the wall. Is it as his usual corner? No, it's not.
Now here they were taking turn 14. Oh, and that's a pretty big impact there.
That's
And
a
how
big
will this
hit. You can
affect
see
their
bits of
chances
car
heading towards the
scattering
Grand
back
Prix, I
across the
wonder?
track. So, into the unknown now with the weather. 1.12. Will it stay static? going to go one lap. And we're going to go with a brand new set of enters. And that's George out. We've got time left in the track. Looks like it's going to stay as is. Has that affected our mentality? We've got time to do 2 laps, actually. Because we never did finish that second lap. So that little extra boost of confidence from doing 2 laps now could be critical. Let's see, we are just a little above very high at the moment. Yeah, not where we need to be.
Works the brakes.
That's same for Joe. So Oscar's on track with Gasly just behind him. We've also got Porsche on track, Sonoda, and which one of the Mercedes is about to start their flying lap? It's Carlos Sainz. Track position bad. He's in acres of space. As Perez pops out. Now Charles is heading out as well. And there comes Piastri. No, Antonelli. The second Mercedes is coming out. That's Logan Sargent. Still waiting for Valtteri, for Lawson, and for Max to make a move.
Tires are okay.
Stroll now leaving the pit lane.
When you are ready, more push, more push.
We get through there without being held up. That's good. Joe should clear Lawson here. And does. I've got another red flag. Teo's in the wall. My God, nobody wants to qualify. Same corner as George.
Look at the McLaren driver here. But
well, they actually made it round the corner
making contact.
for the most part.
That is a miserable mark on their qualifying session.
Ah, that's disappointing for Porsche. He was actually looking pretty quick in first qualifying. And that's going to be a headache for McLaren. That's probably going to be a pit lane start. And once again, we are sitting on several drivers needing to actually set a time. We are by no means safe. Although our job is a little bit easier, given that of the 6 spots in the elimination zone, 2 have already been filled with Porsche and Russell. And there's some cars not coming out. Do they just not have tyres left? No, it can't be that. Maybe they're making a...
Tires okay.
In this case,
Track is clear.
we're safe. But let's
So
see
you're
how
ready?
quickly we can go. So, who is not on track? Stroll, Lawson, Leclerc, Sargent, and Perez. All, this could be bad for Perez. Perez might get eliminated here because there are other cars on the flying lap. You got Gasly and Valtteri. Antonelli. Antonelli isn't coming out. Antonelli's going to be potentially... Is that going to be a pit lane start for Antonelli? If they're making a change, that's why they're not running him. Why isn't he coming out? He hasn't even set a time yet. There's Gasly going top. Oh, wow. Anyone who hasn't come out is at risk. Valtteri goes P2. Antonelli is out. Stroll is out. Lawson is out. Perez is out. Leclerc will be safe. No one else can get eliminated now. Piastri goes top with a 134.0. We have our eliminations. Perez, Pourchaire, Antonelli, Russell, Stroll and Lawson. And we were just saying at the beginning of the stream, Antonelli's right in the title hunt. Not now. He's going to start from P13. Unless drivers like Pourchaire have to start from the pits. But he might be starting from the pits himself if he didn't come out. This is going to be a strange old race. The grid order could be very, very messed up here. Zhou goes 4/10 slower, but into third place. Fuji in 6th. We are going to start both cars in the top 10. Evening, Esparza. And it's another wet qualifying again. Once again, we're going to go 2 flying laps. Let's see what the weather's going to forecast for this session. I'm going to get out early because 2 red flags in that last session there. Piastri's coming out early as well. And so is Matt. Well, everyone's coming out, look. So here we go then, starting our flying lap. Let's switch over to the sector time to see who's going to have the advantage. Fuji is quicker than Zhou. Who's going to go quicker than us? Going to be at least a couple of cars that can do it. Piastri goes fastest. Can anyone go faster than Oscar? Max can't. Valtteri can. Ooh, Valtteri. And now Leclerc goes purple. But we're doing 2 laps, so we're going to stay out and do another lap. We'll have less fuel, higher confidence. theoretically we should find some additional time on the second lap. In Farah. Leclerc is looking pacey at the moment. Purple in the first and second sectors. Couple of tenths between our two drivers. We're half a second slower than Oscar. How quick is Leclerc going to go? Valtteri just off. Whoa! Leclerc is almost a second quicker. 8 tenths faster. That is a lap and a half. How did he pull that off? Oh, slipstream. He got a slipstream behind one of the two Williams. Gasly. So that's pretty much a lock on pole potentially then for Charles Leclerc. Well, actually, no, the track is drying up, look. And it might even go to softs. So we're 1.2 seconds away from Leclerc's time, but I'm taking my mark from Piastri. It's a more realistic representation of actual pace. So we're half a second off the pace. Track's starting to dry up. Less fuel, higher confidence level. Drier track. This should be a better lap. I'll be disappointed and a little concerned if it's not. There we go. Personal best and into peak confidence for Fuji. A little bit further behind confidence-wise for Zhou, but personal best for him as well. How dry is the track going to get? It's going to go below 1 mil. Fuji now looking like potentially able to take pole here. Track has dried up significantly. Still improving as well. Oh, he just misses out. It goes P2. Valtteri's coming out, and he's on inters. Sargent has gone soft. Right. We need to take manual control.
Okay, Joe, you are in a good position for the moment.
And get around quickly.
Try to push a bit more in lap, Joe.
Copy.
To make sure we're going to have time to get back out on a set of soft tyres. Both Williams drivers are coming out on soft tyres, so Valtteri is screwed. He's going out on a set of inters. Sargent and the Williams drivers are all out on softs. DRS is about to switch on.
DRS enable.
Oscar coming out on softs. It is now going to be a case of making sure that we get across the line last. We need to leave the pits with about 2 minutes 20, I think, on the clock. To make sure that we definitely get round in time. The longer we leave it, the more likely we are to encounter traffic, but the better track conditions are going to be, the better chance we're going to have of actually taking pole position. Maybe even locking out the front row. Into the pits we go. 1 flying lap of fuel. Brand new set of soft tyres. And now we just have to wait a little bit longer. There we go. It's still drying up.
Position is okay at the moment.
Track is still improving. Everyone's starting their flying laps now, apart from us. Valtteri crosses the line, does not improve, not at all surprised. Those Inters must be on fire by now. Sargent goes top. First of the soft runners. Here come the 2 Williams cars next. Max goes top with a 129.7. Gasly is P2. They are considerably quicker than Logan Sargent. And now we are starting our flying lap with the track still improving slightly. Next across the line is going to be Oscar. And he goes top with a 129.2. Sonoda goes P2. Leclerc is getting held up behind Sainz, but he still goes top with a 128.7. And now we are potentially going to hit a little bit of traffic here. I don't think we're going to be able to take the pole away from Leclerc. Looks like Fuji got through without being held up. Might even have got a little bit of a slipstream in the final sector. Gasly's in the pits. There goes Verstappen. Fuji goes P3. Zhou goes P2. Knocks Fuji down to P4. Once again, Leclerc getting that slipstream to put him You know, half a second clear in the end of Oscar, nearly. But we are second and fourth. That is excellent around a circuit that is going to be tricky for us. We can hold back some of the other cars. That will set us in good stead. A strong first stint is what we need now.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway.
The walls around Singapore force the cars close together, and even the best can waver in the tight spaces. Back in 2011, we saw Lewis Hamilton clip Felipe Massa as the two battled it out. There were certainly some words exchanged after that one, as I'm sure you recall.
Singapore streets are a constant challenge for drivers, where one lapse in concentration can easily see them hit the wall. Downforce is the name of the game here, and teams will need to add as much as possible to gain an advantage. It's race day, with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
Now it's 32 degrees, a little bit of cloud. Back in better condition. Let's take a look at the suggestions for tyres. So that is 8 seconds quicker. Not expect that. Maybe it's the order of the tyres. No, it is going to be that by the look of it. Soft, soft, hard. Can we tweak it slightly? Not really. Don't normally run the hard tyres, so this could be an interesting race for us. I wonder as well if that's quicker. No, it's not. All right. Looks like we have our strategy then. So, fuel-wise, 1.7 kilos. We've had a couple of red flags in one qualifying session. So there's a good chance that we'll have some kind of intermission. Let's take 3 laps of fuel out. We can always do some heavy duty saving if we need to. We're going to be a little more aggressive with the tyres in the first lap or two. And let's send them to the grid for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. A lot of people will be keen to see just how Zhou Guanyu will fare today.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? We're just moments away from the Singapore Grand Prix.
Right, mediums on Leclerc.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Mediums on Oscar as well. And Zhou is going to get, Fuji is going to get through. Can he shut the door? Yes, he can. So I wonder if we're going to see a one-stop or a two-stop for those on the medium tyres, like Leclerc and Piastri. Evening, Wayne. Sainz also on mediums, and it's all the way back to Perez. Antonelli in P14, starting on softs. Porsche did start from the back of the grid. And Nagel making some moves, although he's on softs against medium tyres, so that'll help him out there. Meanwhile, if we head back to the front. Let's see if this is the lap that Leclerc decides he wants to try and put the hammer down and break away from us.
DRS enabled.
We're going to have to save about 5 kilos of fuel throughout this Grand Prix, so we are a little underfueled. Let's see how underfueled is the competition. So we have 99 kilos of fuel effectively. Leclerc has less than us, so Leclerc is 4 laps underfueled. We're 3 laps underfueled. And there we go. We have our first red flag on lap 2. 2 separate incidents. We've got Van Dorn off at the corner where Max had that huge lockup a couple of years back. And then we've got Perez and Lawson. Both the Haas cars are out, and it looks like Lawson went into the back of Perez. Lawson stuck there, blocking traffic, and that's why we have the red flag. Oh no, it was Perez. He turned in on Lawson, turned him into the wall.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today, that is for sure.
Now that may give the penalty to Lawson, but I would put that squarely on the shoulders of Perez there. Everyone's going to put new tyres on. I'm going to break my strategy. I'm going to go onto mediums. I think everyone else is going to go onto hards. And we could look at a medium to hard maybe from this point onwards, or maybe just mediums to softs, if we can protect the tyres. But 3 cars out on lap 2. And that is going to take care of our fuel issues straight away.
Here we go once more. The track is ready, and so are the drivers.
So, let's see. It's mediums on Leclerc.
Lights out, and away we go.
It's a good start from Piastri, and he's going to do to us what we did to him by the look of it. So Leclerc and Piastri have stayed on the same tyres. Everyone else behind, apart from the Williams drivers, have also have gone onto new tyres. They have also stayed on the originals. Max and Gasly. What caused the crash?
Try to
I'm
down
putting the
it.
blame on Perez, but it's given the penalty to Lawson. It was at this turn here. Lawson was at the inside, but Perez just turned in as if he wasn't there and turned him into the wall, which took both Haas drivers out. Van Dorn crashed on this corner here where Porsche is at the same time, completely unrelated. So, yeah, a bit of a surprise there. So Piastri's back where he started in P3. Fuji back down to where he started in P4. We need to amend the strategy. That is one option. Probably not the smartest option. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a quicker strategy. So that's what we're going to go with then. We'll just protect the tyres for the first few laps. Just to give us that little bit of a buffer. As you can see, we'll fall slightly short. Although we could actually just protect the softs on the middle stint. We'll play it by ear. Let's not lose ground to Charles.
Overtake available.
Or Oscar for that matter. Now we only have to find 2.5 kilos. And we can save probably 1.5 just in normal pace running. Maybe a little bit more than that. What do you do when you have such a big fuel deficit? Do you save later in the race when you're not chasing? Yeah, I mean, or if I'm running in the tight, dirty air like this, if I'm close enough and I can just sit in the DRS, I can do some fuel saving there. It helps keep the engine temps under control. The longer you sit in the dirty air, the more you push your engine temps up.
Hold charge. Hold charge.
Copy.
So underfueling is always a bit of a gamble because you're banking on that safety car or VSC to give you a small window or maybe even a big window to run at a low fuel setting without it impacting your race pace. Allow you to claw back some of that fuel. And if you don't get it, then you have to go into some pretty serious fuel saving.
Copy.
So Zhou is tucked up quite nicely here behind Charles Leclerc. Piastri is just about hanging on to the DRS, although he's probably going to push this lap to close that back up again. So I'm going to have to give Fuji a bit of a nudge so he doesn't get dropped in the process. and I know I mention it every time we come here, but you know, those of you that haven't ever seen the early days of the Singapore Grand Prix, the Singapore Sling, that chicane that we just went through before we went over the bridge, the lead into that chicane was another chicane, which was an absolute nightmare. You never understand my use of ERS. What is it you don't understand? What's my opinion on this thing? Do I think it was right to remove it? Absolutely. It was awful. Surely use it, then keep recharging and do the same. Either that or leave it in neutral. Yeah, I mean, I do leave it in neutral when I know that my battery is full. But if I'm using battle assist, you can use more than you recover. So it can just slowly bleed away. So if I've got battle assist on, like when I'm running like this, then I tend to leave them and recharge because it just makes sure that you don't end up draining that battery without realizing. But if I'm running without having to worry about defending, I usually run in neutral. Right, tyre temps are creeping up a little bit. I'll try and punch Joe through here.
Overtake available.
Get him into some cleaner air.
Try to recover with his rhythm that was looking fine.
First time you played, you left the cars in neutral and they drained it in 5 laps. Yeah. If you've got battle assist on, it will drain the battery. They will burn it up defending if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, got me.
You think it's negative? Yeah, I mean it's good when you're in a traffic and you want to make sure that you can keep cars behind. If I'm not in traffic like this and I don't want that little extra boost in keeping cars behind me, I turn it off.
Copy.
You are quicker without it. My car is not amazingly quick. It's very average. I definitely qualified out of position today. Right, tyre temps are getting a little high for Fuji.
Keep focusing.
Piastri is comfortably quicker than I am. If I'd have got past him, he'd have just immediately blitzed straight past me again. I'm just trying, like I said, I'm out of position. I don't have the pace to qualify at the front without special circumstances in terms of like weather or or something like that. It's very rare I get this high at the grid in qualifying this season. So my plan was just to try and qualify pretty well. I was expecting, 6th, 7th, 8th, around there. And then just try and hang with the leaders for as long as I could. If given half a chance, they would just scamper away. I can help control the pace a little bit like this. Try and open up maybe a little bit of a gap to a couple of the cars in the chasing pack. See, we've got a gap now of 4 seconds to Sargent in 7th. Yeah, Fuji's engine's overheating. It's because he's stuck in the dirty air. Let's see if I can maybe get him past Charles. Yeah, managed to stop Charles from getting the DRS. And we are through. Excellent. This is probably the last race this year that we'll be running this engine. Unless we absolutely need to put them back in again. We've got a much better engine for the remainder of the season lined up. Oh, and there we go. We have a VSC. Albon is out. And that is coming over the bridge. So we can cool the tyres. Save some more fuel, refill the batteries.
And we've had a crash on track. Here's the replay. Now Alex Albon is part of this. Within a split second, the impact's made. And that won't do their confidence any good.
Stroll's not at Aston.
Is the guy okay?
He's at RB.
Okay, he was okay. Car behind the leg. Next car behind will be Leclerc.
More on the VSC. Get those temps back down again.
You are doing a good job on rides.
Yeah, copy.
So Antonelli's up to P7 already, thanks to some of the shenanigans going on with the Haas cars and a bit of good pace as well. But yeah, he's going to be coming through that field pretty quickly, a lot quicker than I was expecting. We are almost in a position where fuel is going to be starting to build up towards it. Well, we are in a position where the fuel's going to start building up towards the end of the race. We can actually push the fuel later on. But no, there was going to be this much chaos.
Okay, Joe, no management, no management.
Then I would have taken even more fuel out at the start.
No lift off.
Copy.
Okay, mode charge.
Copy.
Leclerc's just going to push and reel me in. No point draining the battery completely at this point. It'll be a struggle just to stay with him in a moment.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Battery deployment might help me. Come on, defensive mode. No.
Leclerc behind.
Piastri hasn't pushed yet. We've opened up a little gap to Oscar. Maybe we've got a chance of a 3-car breakaway here. We can stay with Leclerc while he's pushing. Tsunoda's got in front of Oscar. Looks like he's pushing as well to try and close that gap back up. God, he's almost on us already, look. Leclerc gets in front and immediately slams the anchors on. Thanks, Charles. And Piastri goes around Tsunoda. Just going to miss the DRS this time.
I give it everything, man.
Yeah, keep doing your best.
Too much more.
Why doesn't Joe have DRS? He edge ahead briefly. He must have done. And now we've been dropped. Fuji's engine's overheating again already. New car specs can't come soon enough. I'm hoping for a nice little step forward at Kota.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Damn it.
Mode
Jumped by
charge,
Yuki.
Mode charge.
Yeah, copy.
So the Red Bull is the best car on the grid right now. Cadillac is a pretty strong car. Oscar is the best driver on the grid right now. But the RB has really come on leaps and bounds this season.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Just hasn't had the most consistent driving with Tsunoda and Stroll.
Let's go.
Even in this universe, Tsunoda won't get the promotion. No, he won't.
Yeah, copy.
More charge. More charge.
Copy.
More charge.
Copy.
Sargent in the points. Yeah, I mean, Sargent's been doing okay at Mercedes. He had an okay season last year. He's done all right this year. It's not a great car. Sainz has been a disappointment.
More charge.
It's kind of a poison chalice, Mercedes, in this game. The team gets bad really quickly and then they never really seem to recover properly. I don't know if the AI ever refurbs facilities. I know they just upgrade, but once a facility reaches a certain level, it can't be upgraded it can't be upgraded any further, so does it just get left to rot? Never run a career file long enough to really investigate that. But I'll tell you what, at the end of this season, what we'll do is we should have a managerial rating high enough to go to every single team on the grid. We will bounce around. We'll create a save, and then we'll bounce around accepting an offer from every team, just to see the state of their facilities, so we can see if any team has actually kept their facilities in decent condition, or if they're all utter, dog shit, like Ferraris were when we joined. And look at that, Antonelli right up there with us now as well.
Copy, I understand.
Doing all right on the tyres. Why do I never employ team orders to defend? Letting drivers fight and re-overtake each other does two things. One, it helps keep the cars behind. And two, they gain more confidence than they lose when they overtake versus getting overtaken. So you can get your drivers very quickly up into peak confidence and then just keep them there. Whereas if you go with never overtaking, then both drivers will just slowly bleed out their confidence until it goes back to their default level based on your driver prep for the weekend. Plus, if you get a car behind and you're not stepping out to try and go side by side into a corner, it gives them an easy line down the inside to get one or both of the cars.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
Yeah. Yeah, copy.
So I'll be able to have another push with Fuji in a lap or so.
Copy.
Max is just about hanging on to the back of us. Gasly in 8th is now 9 seconds behind us. Or behind this little mini train. So he's fallen victim to being held up by Sargent, has allowed that gap to open up. Whether he can start to close it up or not is another matter. Had a good year last year, not been quite so good this year. Starting to age out.
Copy.
Do you know, I can just leave the tyres like that, can't I?
Copy.
Mode attack. Mode attack. Mode charge.
Understood.
Claire Sonoda still battling away at the front.
Yeah, copy.
Stroll into the pits. First pit stop of the day.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
Copy.
Full overtake available.
And he's gone to a set of mediums. And I cannot shake Oscar. I am closing in very quickly on the front two.
Try to close the gap now.
I'm going to probably box early for an undercut. Well, maybe. Tsunoda's going to be boxing before we do. Might end up boxing before Charles. He's the one I'm concerned about, but I would like to get some more battery back in the car. Max is in. So Max going for a little undercut here.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
Copy.
Bunch of set of mediums for him as well. Decent stop. They're bringing Gasly in as well. Big enough gap that they can stack him without any risk, even with an issue for Max's stop. There would have been absolutely no issue at all. And it's another set of softs for Gasly. So we're going to melt the tyres over the next few laps. Try and get these batteries full.
You need a mode charge.
And then we'll box a little ahead of plan for a set of softs and we'll protect them. Give us more wiggle room on our final stint.
Okay, mode charge. Mode charge.
Copy.
Through goes Oscar. Not overly concerned about that just yet. Say I want to get the battery refilled first. That's more important.
Everything is ready.
Copy. Copy.
Almost ready to turn Joe's harvesting off completely. There's nobody behind him now, so we can turn that off. Antonelli's too far back at the moment.
And the box is lap.
Copy, box.
Mode race, okay.
Copy.
And Yuki's in.
PS5.
And Antonelli's coming in behind us as well. Set of mediums, not a bad stop. Another set of softs, that was a quick stop. Oh, it's a slow stop. But a whole bunch of the cars behind us are boxed as well. That's kind of saved us on track.
And
We'll
what's
drop
that?
behind Nagel.
A pit stop issue.
I don't want P11. Stroll straight behind. Try to slow down a bit.
Copy.
Yeah, Crofty's in-game commentary in this is terrible. But you mean you could argue Crofty's real-life commentary isn't that much better?
Use overtake.
Copy.
Yeah, Alex Sakes, he does the Channel 4 commentary as well. There we go. Another flawless stop from pit crew for Fuji. I miss the days of Murray. They were the golden years of Formula One commentary. Right, Charles is in. He actually could go a little longer yet. Still a soft tyres. Let's see where he comes out. There goes Max and Yuki. Norris. And we've gone through as well, so the undercut worked against Leclerc.
No charge.
Oscar's into the pits. And he should come out behind Charles in 8th place. Going from centre softs. Decent stop. Not quite hitting the highs of when we were in charge, but Cadillac's pit crew is still mighty impressive at times.
No charge.
Copy. Sorry, my bad.
Keep focus on our race. Overtake available.
Copy.
And there you can see Oscar. Actually 7th place because someone else boxed. Norris boxed. He comes out last place.
All good at the moment on tires.
Copy.
All right, we are back onto Antonelli again. A single overtake here will get us a huge boost of confidence. might just get us back into peak. So I'm taking Max out of the equation at the moment. Potentially Yuki as well. I think these are the 4 cars that are going to be fighting for the win tonight. The 2 Ferraris and the 5 cars, sorry. The 2 Ferraris, the 2 Cadillacs and the Red Bull. There we go. Very briefly got ahead, gave us a nice boost of confidence, and you saw how much we gained against how much we lost. And that is a lovely visual indicator as to why I don't mind my drivers fighting each other, as long as I trust them to do that. If they've got low control ratings or incredibly high aggression ratings combined with the low control ratings, I generally don't. But these 2 have been very good. Haven't had any serious issues with them at all. Tyre is only slightly better than the prediction, so we might have to stay like this in terms of pace. I might even potentially drop them down another step.
Try to slow down a bit more now.
Copy.
Try to do your best, Jordan.
Played the patient game for a bit. Get those engine temps down just a little bit. Joe's in particular is a little higher than I would like. And a little bit of spare fuel doesn't hurt when it comes to having a few push laps. Let's see if Max makes a move here on Yuki. Gets his nose ahead briefly. Yuki threatens to chop it off, so he backs out. Nagel, such a bad driver. Let's see. Lando's got himself up to P16. Porsche is up to 13th. It's going to be another miserable weekend for McLaren. Antonelli has closed up to the front two. We are still sat nicely in the wheel tracks. New fastest lap for Oscar Piastri as he's pushing to close the gap. Oh, Fuji having a look. Antonelli shuts that down.
Next car behind will be Leclerc.
Try and build up a little bit of batteries. It's a bit more of a risk when I'm running the tyres in a low pace setting.
Copy.
Okay, Joe, we need some lift off.
Copy.
We're going to try and push our way forward very, very soon.
No lift off.
Copy.
Oh, we have a safety car. Oh, now that makes things interesting. I think we have to immediately jump on this. Cards to the end. Right. Where is Yuki? Safety car will potentially pick the cars up this lap. I'm not sure if it will or not. I don't know whether to gamble, and I think the safety car will pick the leaders up. I think we're too close. We're close to the edge of the pit row, but I think the safety car will get out in front of the leaders coming through. We might even see someone dive straight into the pits here. So we're going to just box and double stack. Yeah, everyone's immediately piling in. Look, safety car is now onto the track. So we would have caught the safety car, had to double stack them. We're at the back of the pit lane, which is not ideal. Means we are potentially going to lose some time. And Nagel has spun. He's either hit the wall and broken the car that way, or he's just broken the underfloor as part of the spin over the curb. It looks pretty severe, so guessing he bounced off the wall. .9 second stop. Yeah, we did get held a little bit. But we jumped ahead of Antonelli there with Fuji, so that's worked out quite nicely. This is going to close the whole field back up again. Nobody's been lapped yet.
Copy. Is the guy okay?
I'm a little concerned about how much spare fuel we're going to end up with. So let's try running like this so we don't save quite so much. And just hope that the running in clean air
Copy.
will allow us to keep the engine temps a little bit more under control. He's going to pick for the thumbnail. Give me that overhead shot long enough. Temps are creeping up a little bit. field has bunched up, but don't think we're going to go back to racing this lap. It looks like we're doing at least one more behind the safety car, maybe two more. Probably go back to racing speed at the end of this lap. There we go. That's probably going to be the thumbnail right there. Let's take a look. Temps up to 116.
Increase lift off.
Copy.
Safety car is coming in this lap. It should let us know very, very soon. Looks like we might get one more lap. It's not ideal because we're getting quite fat with fuel. Up to 5 retirements now. Wonder if we'll get any more. As you can see, pretty much everybody going for the hard tyres. Stroll and Russell deciding to be a little unorthodox there with the softs. They are going to try, they're not going to take them to the end. They're going to have to stop twice.
Okay.
Copy.
Or, well, I say stop twice. They're going to have to stop again. But everyone else should be going to the end now. Tyres will comfortably do the distance. And in terms of track position, we're still in pretty good shape. 3rd and 6th. Would be nice to be able to get to the front quickly and then try and take control of this race in terms of pace. I'm going to go very, very aggressive with Fuji on the restart. I'll probably wait a couple of laps before I go aggressive with Zhou. Got to burn off some of that excess fuel now. That's going to push temps up as well. And there we go. There is the safety car indicator that we are going racing again.
Mode attack, mode attack.
And off we go. Oh my god. Ocon's crashed. Ocon crashed on the... We're going to get another safety car.
Oh dear, a crash! There's been a crash!
He stamps on the throttle and immediately spins out. Oh, Jesus.
What the was that, honestly? Oh.
It's a VSC. Oh my god. Six retirements now. Safety car hadn't even made it back to the end of the pit lane.
Confirm.
But theoretically now, the DRS should instantly activate as soon as we go back to green flag. Because it will turn on at the end of this lap. Well, it should turn on at the end of this lap.
In case you are able to go out slipstream, will be better from us.
Copy.
We started this race 5 kilos underfueled. I should have been more aggressive with that. Should have been like, instead of 3 laps, I should have been at least 4, maybe even 5 laps under fuel. I was just thinking that, you know, usually when I go really aggressive with the underfueling, we don't get a VSC, let alone a safety car or a red flag. But here we are, after a red flag, a safety car, and a VSC with 5 kilos too much fuel now.
DRS enable. Try to close the gap as much as possible. Use our...
Copy.
Back up and running. Now we are going to go up the inside of Verstappen. Oh, I'm still driving in clean air, aren't I? Turn that off. And we got inside Piastri as well with Joe.
Copy.
Looks like, actually no, it looks like Piastri had a look and then we shut that down.
Keep focus on our race.
Fuji is into the lead. Lovely stuff.
So let's take a look at the
See a
replay.
replay of that.
This is what happened as they took turn 8. It's there for the taking.
Go up the inside at the end of the DRS straight.
And the Ferrari moves up.
All right, so now we can potentially control the pace from the front, but I want to get Joe up. Try and open up some gaps a little bit as well, which is why I'm still pushing Fuji's battery. But we'll turn the tyre wear down.
Do your best.
It's not easy.
No problem, no problem.
Can we dive bomb Leclerc here? Nope, he covers us off. But he's lost the DRS as a result. And there we go, we are up into 5th place.
Oh,
We've now surrendered the DRS to Leclerc. Oh, he is flying at us, look. Chopped him off there. And he just slides straight back through again.
Hard charge.
copy.
Yuki has got alongside us, but we hold him off. I need to turn those tyres down or they melt.
Try to pull it down a bit more.
There we go, we're ahead. All right, so let's turn on the battle assist. Let's put Joe into always defend.
Mode defend.
And let's do the same with Fuji. Just come back since the first round of pit stops. Well, yeah, there you go. We had Nagel retiring, bringing out a safety car, and everybody dived in. Most of the fields put hard tyres on. Some of them haven't. A couple have gone onto softs, Stroll and Russell. And then as soon as we went racing, before we'd even crossed the line, Ocon spun out on the last turn and retired his car, and we went straight to a VSC. And now we're racing again. That's you pretty much caught up.
Do your best, man.
But sitting here in second place, this could be our best opportunity to win a race.
Copy.
Given the nature of this particular circuit. A little concerned about Joe's engine temp. 121, that's not healthy. Well, I haven't created that that problem. Other drivers crashing out has created that problem for me.
And overtake available. Full charge, full charge.
Really want to try and start harvesting some battery. I'm just wary of the cars behind us.
Full charge, full charge. Piastri behind you. Yeah, keep doing your best. Overtake available.
Doesn't help that I have to keep turning Joe's battery back up just to get him back into the DRS.
Yeah, copy.
Tempting to try and just push Fuji briefly just to try and break the gap to Verstappen, but I'd rather have Verstappen behind me than Leclerc. Leclerc will be more aggressive, harder to defend against.
Good level of management on tires. Full charge.
I'm going to have to push it.
Use overtake.
Yeah, lost the DRS. Get it back now. But, would have been nicer to be able to do that without burning out the battery.
Hold charge.
Copy, man.
This stage of the race, it's either protect the tyres or protect the battery. We can't really get away with doing both. Well, not for very long anyway.
You can slow down a bit.
Copy.
That's slowly burning that fuel off, but the engine temps continue to climb. 122 for Fuji, 123 for Zhou. We are taking... Oh, it's gone up to 124. We are taking liberties with our cooling here, and it may potentially come back to bite me.
More charge.
Copy.
Joe is once again struggling to stay with the pack.
Use overtake.
Copy.
More charge.
Copy.
Try and get past Sonoda. He's not playing ball. It's time we get alongside him. Now we can at least get a little bit of cooler air through Fuji's car.
More charge.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Yeah, copy.
Big booster battery there from Leclerc to get back in front. That's going to give me the DRS again, though. So thank you, Charles.
Do your best there, Joe. Just 3 behind. And more defender, more defender. Okay, Joe, you're doing a good job at the moment. In front is Verstappen. He's 2 seconds from you. Mode charge, mode charge.
But I think the only way we're going to manage our engine temps is to keep that gap between our drivers and have 2 separate little groups. Two separate little trains, Joe at the head of one, Fuji at the head of the other, and just hope we can stay ahead with some good defending. Going to continue to save tyres for a few more laps. And there we go, George is in. Getting off those softs. The Ferrari master plan just be ahead. Yeah. Pretty much. So this is where we see how much pace George is going to have. This is the wrong strategy for George.
Keep focus on our race.
And there you see the battle assist bringing us back in front of Yuki Tsunoda. And Antonelli has snuck his way through as well now. And both drivers in peak confidence. Oh, Leclerc has snuck through, or has he? Nope. We, again, got back in front of him thanks to battle assist. And that is a fault for Yuki, as Antonelli has just breezed past us.
But the car's definitely not happy.
I think Leclerc might have actually got us this time. Yes, he has.
Okay, all charge. Try to recover your previous rhythm that was working fine.
I couldn't go much faster.
Keep focus on
With 15 laps to go, this is the closest we've been to being able to mount a serious challenge for a victory this year.
all charge, all charge.
See if we can ride it all the way to the end. Last thing I want now is another safety car or a red flag, because I'm deliberately looking after my tyres to try and gain that advantage in the closing stages. And a red flag will just give everybody a tyre reset again. And I've got a brand new set of softs, but that's not the point. It cuts to Stroll crashing. Don't tempt fate, please. Alright, back into the lead. Still tucked up behind Charles, but we might jump him here. Nope. Once again, battle assist pulling us back through on Antonelli.
Do your best, man.
Tsunoda's dropping away. This is becoming a two-horse race at the front now.
No problem.
So it's time, I think, to look at starting to move Zhou forward.
Overtake available.
Now that Tsunoda's fault is causing him some issues.
So focus on your face and it will get that.
Yeah, Max has got through now.
Joe, keep focusing on our race. It's still longer and everything can happen. Try to cool down a bit more on your tires.
Copy.
Oh, charge. use overtake. Yeah, keep doing your best.
I even dropped Leclerc here. Looks like we have.
Slip is being stuck.
Do your best.
I gotta fight off that slipstream. Go on. Oh, I thought he was going to throw it up the inside for a second then.
Mode charge, mode charge. Try to do your best, Jodar.
Piastri's got through behind us. So he's going to be more of a problem.
And mode attack.
What is Sonoda's fault? I think it might be gearbox. No, it's battery.
If you got to go any quicker.
Okay, do your best there.
God damn. Bottas gets himself ahead of Sargent. He's up into P8 now. Porsche has finally got himself up into the points. There's a big gap then to Iwasa. Nearly 9 seconds. I need enough battery to be able to break away from the pair of these two, and right now I do not have it with Joe.
Yeah, copy.
Max's tyres are not in good shape. Kind of gunning for third place with Joe here tonight. I think the 1-2 is probably a little optimistic.
Do your best.
Antonelli's tyres at 54%. It's too early to try and break away from Kimi.
Overtake available.
Copy.
I'm going to try and get past Yuki here though if I can.
Try to stay off slipstream a bit more.
Copy.
Oh, really bad exit. And there goes all that battery for no reward.
Copy.
Try to minimize the gap with the car in front now. And try to cool the engine.
Copy.
Joe's cooking eggs. Yeah, his engine is pretty high right now. Oh, damn it. I had the run. I had the run then. Damn.
Okay, more charge, more charge.
Copy.
When he's stuck behind two cars fighting like this, Sonoda's fault's cleared up as well. Doesn't help matters. It's so hard on a track like this to punch your way through if your car is less than adequate.
Keep focus on your race now.
Realised I'd left that off. Left that on, sorry. Just about managed to survive that. Pulling out of the slipstream loses you so much momentum. We've got a yellow flag. There's a lock-up. Someone running wide.
Let's
Sergeant.
see what happened there. Here we are then at turn 17. Oh, we've seen a few go off the track there. And
Just
you
cutting
really
the
can't
corner.
do that too often with these cars.
If he did that in a real race, he would get an instruction to hand the place over to Porsche or risk a penalty for going off and gaining an advantage. Getting Vietnam flashbacks when I say yellow flag. Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, the last thing I want now is a safety car. Well, a safety car now at this stage, it wouldn't be ideal, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But a red flag now would be a disaster. I've been building and building a nice little advantage on tyres over Antonelli to try and be able to hold him off and take the win here. And if he gets a tyre reset, that's it. It's done. Going for the fastest lap. See if I can get it.
Copy.
I've broken Antonelli before we get to the DRS zone. That is very helpful. It's a bad exit for Max here. And there is my opportunity. And now
Try to recover your previous rhythm that was looking
I can
for.
try and punch through here.
See you later.
You are doing a good job, Joe. Margin to reduce a bit the management. Use overtake.
And there we go. Joe is through.
If you can, try to push more.
I'll try my best.
You are doing a good job.
And that is the fastest lap. A 1:30.3. And Joe is away from Yuki Tsunoda. And the question now is, Can I reel in Antonelli with Joe? I don't think I can. A 1-2 would be an absolute dream. But I just don't think I can do it. I will more than happily take a 1-3.
Tires update.
My race is going.
All charge, all charge. Try to go down as much as possible.
Copy.
Fuji is going to get me my debut win with Ferrari, or is he? Oh, it's a yellow flag. Science has made a mistake.
Yellow head.
Copy.
Just a
Now,
lock
you can
up.
see
Oh,
what
God.
happened. Now we're watching Carlos Sainz here.
You start hearing
Things were
Fortunate
going
Son playing in the
smoothly.
background then.
Oh, and the car locks up. But that's just the risk you take. The later you leave it.
I know Fuji's overheating the tyres, but there's only 4 laps to go after this one. I'm trying to make sure that there's no recourse for Antonelli. I've got a huge tyre advantage. Look at the engine temps coming down now that we're in clear air. Gap's down to 5 seconds. 4.5 laps to go. We are closing. We might start to see him in a moment. Yeah, just saw him disappearing into the corner ahead of us. .3 seconds quicker on that last lap. 4 laps to go. 4.4 seconds the gap. Can we hunt him down? Can we make this a Ferrari 1-2 against the odds? There we go, 10-second gap. Turn the tyres down now so they don't completely explode. Gap's down to 3.6.
Full push.
Just don't get an exit there. It's so bad. Gap's down to 3.2 seconds. Took another 1.3 out of him. At this pace, we can catch him, but getting past him, it is another matter. As Max and Sonoda swap places again, Oscar is stuck behind them, as is Charles. This is what happened to us. We just got stuck behind the two of them for ages. had to try and pick our opportunity. We managed to slide up the inside of one of them, and then we were straight onto the attack from that point on. There is Kimi.
Copy.
Sargent nips ahead of Pourchaire for 8th place. Pourchaire takes it straight back. Now Sargent takes it back. Leclerc's past Piastri. I don't care about that. They're still going to get... They're not going to catch me.
Use overtake.
Okay.
It's under 2 seconds.
Keep focus on our race.
But this is where Antonelli's going to burn any battery he's got left. And I am all but out of battery. I can't really afford to push it any further, or else I'll lose him at the end of the lap.
More charge.
Copy.
It's going to come down to tyres. All right, we've caught him.
Overtake available.
Yeah, copy.
Try to pull down a bit more on your tires.
Copy.
It's going to be a last lap shootout between us and Kimi.
No problem.
He might be under fuel. Well, he can't be under fuel. Surely not.
Mode charge. More charge.
Yeah, copy.
More charge. More charge.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Here we go. Can we get him? This is our best opportunity. We get our nose ahead.
Try to stay ahead. More charge. More charge. Overtake available.
We've done what we needed to do. Can we just hold him through this straight here?
No overtake.
Yes, we can. Fuji wins. We get our first win for Ferrari. And Zhou has been able to hold off Kimi. We are going to make it a 1-2. What a result.
Ferrari there, taking first place.
And you can hear just how happy the crowd are for them too. They're on their feet.
I can't believe we got a 1-2. I thought we would struggle to make the podium today. I thought we would, even starting where we started, I thought, a podium would be a struggle. And there we are with a 1-2. Fuji, once he got clear of Antonelli, was gone. And Zhou, I didn't think would be able to haul in Antonelli. And we did. It got ahead of him and then just about held him back. Yuki will take 4th place. It's 5th place for Verstappen, 6th for Leclerc, 7th for Oscar. That blows the championship wide open between the two Cadillac drivers. It was 12 points going into this Grand Prix. It'll be 15 points tonight for Kimi. Oscar will get 6 points. So the gap will be down to just 3 as we head into a 4-week gap now before we go to Kota. And we don't get to see the podium.
Great performance from the Ferrari driver, wasn't it?
An inspired strategy from the team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
It's hugs all round for the team. In fact, they all deserve a pat on the back as well for everything that they've achieved. As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And a big thanks to you all for joining us this weekend here in Singapore.
Coming up next, we'll be crossing the pond all the way to Texas for the twists and turns of the United States Grand Prix.
Oh, I feel drained after that race. Whoa, dear. Confirmation then of the final result. It is a win. Finally, for Ferrari. Fuji gets the win and the fastest lap as well. Zhou takes second to make it a glorious 1-2. So, an amazing result tonight. I think that's our first second as well. I'm not sure. We might have had a second in a sprint, but I don't think we've had one at the Grand Prix. Antonelli up 12 places, starting in 15th, gets himself up onto the final step of the podium ahead of Yuki Tsunoda and Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc is down in 6th, Oscar down in 7th, then it's Stroll in 8th, Sargent gets 9th place, and that's a couple more points for him, and Porsche, having started from the back of the grid, does manage to get the final point in 10th, ahead of George Russell, Iwasa, Norris, Valtteri Bottas, then Carlos Sainz, Gasly in 16th, just 16 finishes, everybody else managing, failing to finish. Ocon spinning out after we had a restart. But we'll start with Stoffel first of all. Stoffel bringing out the, crashing at the same time, 2 corners back, or a corner back from the 2 Haas cars coming together. That brought out a red flag. 2 separate crashes happening at the same time, just a corner apart from each other. That took all 3 of them out. Then Albon, what happened to Albon? I'm trying to remember what happened to Albon. I think he spun into a barrier. Albon went into, just drove straight on into a barrier, didn't he? Nagel spun and broke his car there. And then on the restart from the safety car with Nagel's crash, Ocon, coming around the final turn to get up to racing speed, spun out into the barrier and bringing out an immediate VSC before the safety car had even got back fully down the pit lane. So, crazy moments in this Grand Prix. This is the driver's standings then. It's 318 points for Oscar. Kimi, with that 3rd place, has got the gap down to just 3 points now. 256 points and 3rd place for Charles Leclerc. He picks up 8 tonight. He's losing even more ground to the front 2. It is looking like it is now going to be a 2-horse race for the Drivers' Championship. Can't completely rule Leclerc out, but he is, as you can see, 72 points away from Oscar now. So it's, 62 points away from Oscar. So he's quite a way behind with not that many races left. Zhou, you can see, on 219 points in 4th. Fudo gets our first win, and that puts him on 205, 14 behind his teammate. And Max in 6th place is 3 points ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Then Stroll moving up 1 point above Théo Pourchaire. No points again from Lando Norris. Valtteri is in P11. Then it's Gasly in 12th. Iwasa in 13th. Logan Sargent moves up into 14th place ahead of George Russell. Then it's Liam Lawson from Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Alex Albon, Esteban Ocon, Ludwig Nagel in 21st, and Stoffel van Dorn still bottom of the standings. So let's take a look at the constructors. Cadillac have 633 points. Even though we more than doubled their score today, we are still a huge margin behind. We're 209 points behind them. It's looking as though Cadillac have already won this title. But we will keep chasing as best we can. See if we can close the gap down to something a little bit more respectable. Red Bull in third on 256 points. They are a long way behind us, and RB have taken more points out of them. Shrunk the gap by another 8 today. They're on 208 points, 48 points behind. And, starting to sniff around the rear end of their sister team there. They might just catch them before the end of the year. Just a 1 point for McLaren. They really have fallen away since the beginning of the season. They're on 168 points. Williams hunting them down. They're on 147, 21 points further back. Then it's Sauber with 78 points. None for them today. 2 more points for Mercedes. They're on 11 points now in 8th place. 3 ahead of Aston in 9th. Haas have 6 in 10th. Alpine still yet to get off the mark. And we got the quickest stop in this competition tonight, but only one of our cars made the leaderboard. Red Bull get 2 cars in the top 4, 2nd and 4th there. Cadillac in 3rd and 8th. Mercedes get Sainz in there for a decent amount of points. And then it is Sauber with 2 cars in there as well, as are RB. So not many teams scoring points, but a lot of them scoring some pretty good points tonight. Let's take a look at the standings. They see we're on 504 points. No points for Haas or Alpine tonight. They stay on 240 and 234, just 6 points apart. We now have a 264 point gap over Haas. So I think that is already mathematically us having won this championship. Cadillac picking up some good points tonight in 19 with 19. They are now 20 points behind Alpine and in with a shout of moving back up towards 2nd place again. RB on 183, then it's Aston on 148. 5 points further back is Red Bull, big point haul for them today, 30 points. Mercedes moving above Williams by 7. Then it is Sauber with 39 points. McLaren still pointless in this competition. And the slowest stop for the top 10, Valtteri Bottas, is 2.036. Was a little bit quicker than Joe's best stop of a 2.061. Once again, another 1.799. That is, I think, the 4th or 5th one of those we've had this year. We are knocking those out quite consistently now, which is very, very pleasing indeed. Both drivers easily achieve their sponsor targets, and they do hit their contractual bonus for a payout as well. So once again, 1.1 mil added to our bank balance. Let's head back to HQ. Gabriele Mini has gone up by an extra rating point. Excellent. Excellent stuff. That's what I want to see. Let's take a look at our inbox. We have 2 mil in the bank. We'll have a look at that in a second. Once again, parts have failed. Side pods and rear wing. We will have new spec for both of those parts at the next race. So not worried about that at all. Let's see if we can swap out anything. No, we can't. And yes, we can. There we go. Right. How long until we can actually start building the underfloors? 3 days until the suspensions are done. So let's check in first of all with our facilities. Wind tunnel is getting very close to breaking. We are in the middle of a refurb on the team hub. That's 2 weeks away. We are going to have to... Oh no, we just refurbed the race sim, didn't we? Operationally, not worried about the boardroom, not worried about the weather center. The refurb is a month away on the hospitality. That's taking longer than I would like. Helipad's not too bad. Everything else is okay. Check in with the board. They're not delighted. I'll be pissed. No, of course they're delighted. I mean, they've been delighted with some pretty average results for most of the season. So there we go. Our first win for Ferrari. Take a look at this season. 1 Grand Prix win, 2 pole positions, 9 podiums, and it's the ultimate, first place with a 1-2. Could not have been a better result. We got the fastest lap as well, maximum points today. Right, let's advance time. Start getting prepped for COTA. Giovinazzi will be joining us next season in a developmental role as we go all Italian. The suspension is complete, so now we have a spare and we can start building these new underfloors, which will be worth a little bit of extra downforce, as you can see. And a slight improvement to our dirty air as well. Let's get 3 of those built. That gives me 700k. It's not a huge amount of money, but it's enough for now. Side pods are on the way. See, they are already being manufactured. And same for the chassis. Let's take a look at the inbox. It's just letting us know about that. Okay, it's fine. And Mick Schumacher will be joining us as well. We will confirm that hire. Ooh. That's going to cost me $1 million. Why is that going to cost me $1 million? He's a free agent. He shouldn't have a breakout fee to pay. It's the end of the month. We'll acknowledge that and respond in a few days. Not sure why it's going to debit me $1 million for that. He's not joining us in, or is he joining us immediately? But even so, he's a free agent, so there's no contract to buy out. So why am I getting charged $1 million? He's becoming an affiliate, so it's not like we are breaking the contract to one of our other drivers. That's strange. Very strange. Let's check in with our rookies. So Arvid has improved his adaptability by a point. Suzuki, who is leaving us at the end of the year, has improved her controlling and her overtaking. Tim is also leaving at the end of the season. He's gained a point in control and a point in accuracy gained for Gabriele Mini, who we are looking to promote over Joe for next season, if we can afford to. Let's advance time another day. There we go, back up to 1.6 mil. Let's see. Monthly car report is not amazing. Let's see what the rest of the grid's up to. McLaren have got a new side pod, one of the best on the grid apparently, and they're working on a new chassis. Red Bull are below where they expected to be. Third in the constructors, third with Charles in the drivers. Ludwig Nagel having a miserable season. Charles is doing the best they can with what they have, said Christian Horner. Ludwig Nagel, on the other hand, is unfortunately not performing to that same standard. No shit. We intend to end the championship on the podium, and we'll do whatever it takes to get there. I actually want to have a quick look at the powertrain usage now. So, yeah, there you can see Ludwig Nagel on his 4th ERS. So he is very much in penalty parts now. Anybody else taking a penalty part? Not yet. He's the only driver to go through penalty parts so far. But there's still a few races to go. So we might yet see some movement there. Let's get the pit crew training done. Got a nice little window of time. Start with a little bit of heavy gym training. Has Nagel got a contract still at Red Bull? No, he hasn't. He's being replaced with Max Verstappen next season. They're bringing Max back. Max is leaving Williams after 3 years at Williams to go back to Red Bull to partner up with Charles. And we'll put a day of training in there as well. Right, so let's do a day of car building. In fact, let's do 2 days of car building. Oh yeah, they're going to have a scary lineup next season. I'm curious as to who's going to Cadillac to replace Antonelli. Antonelli's coming to me. I signed him for next season. He's replacing Fudo. There we go. That's my pit crew training for this month. I've got 2 drivers who just got a 1-2 and I'm replacing them. Yeah, I am. I'm replacing them with Kimi Antonelli, who is one of the best drivers in the game right now, and Gabriele Mini because I'm going all Italian. How you doing, Rinketic? How long until the wing? 10 days. How long till I get my sponsor money? A week and a half. Alright, so I can afford to sign Mick. Like I said, I just don't know why it's charging me that... He's not with another team, a completely free agent. No, there is no... initial payout like that. The initial payment you make is the signing bonus. That goes out immediately. Everything else is... it's just paid out on the usual monthly breakdown once the contract starts. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and hire him. Yeah, it's telling me a signing bonus for 100,000, so maybe it's not going to charge me the million. Maybe it was just a bug in the code on the email. Yeah, there we go. Only cost me 100 grand. So that was, yeah, a bit strange. Glad I went and I did it through that route rather than going through the email and potentially being charged 1 million as opposed to 100,000. So that will reshape our affiliate lineup with Arvid remaining. Gabriele Mini will be, hopefully, if I got enough funds spare, getting promoted into the second seat to replace Joe. And then Suzuki and Tim both heading to Cadillac next season. Let's take a look at who Cadillac have signed to replace Kimi. We know it's not Max because Max is going to Red Bull. Charles is still in contract for another couple of seasons after this one. Porsche is still in contract for another couple of seasons at McLaren. Udo, we know, is going to Sauber. There you can see he's replacing Valtteri, I think. George is tied up for another 3 seasons after this one at Aston. Lando is out of contract. Oh, could we see Lando and Oscar lining up alongside each other at Cadillac? That'd be interesting. Ollie Behrman is going to drive for RB. In Car 1, he will be on the grid next season. Sonoda's going to Williams next season. Stroll is staying at RB. Ocon is out of contract in 3 seasons, so he's locked into Alpine. Sainz out of contract at the end of the year, might not be on the grid next season. Gasly is going to McLaren Car 2. That's Norris. So Norris is leaving. So it's just a question of where he's going. So Norris must be replacing Antonelli. Well. We'll keep an eye on that, but I think that is pretty much guaranteed now. Let's see. I need a little bit of cash for the rear wings. What do I need to do research-wise for next season at this point? I haven't done any research yet, have I? Because it's 5% across the board. So I've just been trying to develop the car as much as I can. Yeah, okay. So we've got 180R left. And that's in a month's time. So, let's get our first chassis research project done. We will just leave everything as is. There we go. Side pods are done. We have spares. Very nice. No, we don't have spares. Never mind. We should probably go ahead and make a spare. Oh, no, wait. I can't. So I need to keep that slot free for the rear wings, which are going to drop in 3 days. So, yeah, we'll have to start making spare side pods after Kota, I think. Team Hub refurb is done. Lovely stuff. The board want to come to the next Grand Prix? Absolutely, you can come. Our sponsor plan is done. We achieved the target, so that is 3 mil from that. Did we have a mandatory? No, we didn't. So only 3 mil. Let's start building the new rear wings. 12 days. So we'll have a spare on race day. And I've got 2.6 mil left. So let's get some more research underway. There we go. 620k. It's not enough to do anything except build a spare part, and we don't have a slot for that yet. Sponsor plan. We've got an energy drink cameo worth 950k at the end of the month, or the end of the period, and another 3 mil from engagement. So let's get Tim on that. And that might be all we do. Yeah, we'll just go with that. $3.98 mil. Yeah, that's right. All right. Into the inbox. Low stock on rear wings. We're working on that. Calm your jets. Ferrari didn't score a single point last season, so we've managed to turn them around quite well. But they also had terrible drivers last season as well. Let's see, how are our staff feeling? They are enthusiastic. Fudo is neutral on his salary. Everything else is absolutely tickety-boo. He's positive. Joe is enthusiastic, so he's bubbly, happy. He's unhappy with car performance, but the car's about to take a step forward, I hope. Paolo is being replaced, so that's tough for him. Bellisi would like a bit more performance in the cars. Cardile and Tondi would like better drivers. Well, we're going to have a world-class driver joining us next season, and then a younger Italian that's on a similar level to Joe. Again, car performance is an issue. Tim being replaced. What do you mean being replaced? You left. You quit. You were offered a contract at Cadillac. I didn't stand in your way, and you decided to take it. Same for Suzuki. So, yeah, no sympathy for them whatsoever. Race preview. It is the day of the Grand Prix. There is the standings as we head into the final leg of the championship. We've got 6 rounds to go, 3 of which are going to be sprints. The championship, in terms of the constructors, I think is settled. It may be slightly mathematically possible for us to take that from Cadillac, but that would require them to basically not finish at all for the rest of the season, which is not going to happen. So Cadillac have won the constructors in all reality, but we've won the DHL competition, so that'll be a nice extra 12 mil coming at the end of the season, which we need, because that's how much it's going to cost me to get rid of Joe. Oscar and Kimi, just 3 points between them in the drivers' standings. Charles is third, 256 points. He's 62 behind. He's almost out of the picture, but not quite. He is still hanging on in there. And then you can see miserable season for Alpine. Stoffel has been a disaster for them. Is he still in contract next season, or is he out of contract? He's still got another year left. So, yeah, he'll be around next season. So, not going to be a good year next year for Alpine, I don't think. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, let's get some parts fitted to the car. So, we'll start with R2. The new chassis gives us a nice little bit of performance. Nothing earth-shatteringly good, but takes a little bit of weight out of the car. Improves engine cooling, improves our downforce, improves our DRS slightly. A little bit of extra acceleration, a little bit of extra top speed. No new front wing, but we do have a new rear wing, which is worth quite a bit, as you can see. Huge step forward in DRS performance over our current rear wing. 16 places for 3%. But we get a nice improvement in our medium and high speed cornering. We even improve our dirty air as well. Let's get that fitted. Side pods, we are not fitting the new ones yet, so there we go. That's also going to give us a bit of a speed boost and some extra downforce. Will improve our engine cooling as well. Could have probably done with that last night. Tonight at Singapore, but never mind. There we go. And we have a new underfloor as well, which will slightly impact our top speed, but we will gain some extra acceleration, and more importantly, we'll gain a lot of dirty air performance and additional downforce in the corners. So, put that all together with the more recent addition of the Mark III suspension. That should be, theoretically, a big step forward. Let's take a look at where we sit on the grid with our current car. In fact, we can now install a replacement to get him back to the spec he should be at. So that's where we sit against the grid without the upgrades that we've just built. Not amazing, as you can see. Let's see what the difference between our cars is. Oh, it's night and day. Look at that. Our acceleration's gone up. Our DRS is now one of the best on the grid. Our cornering looks beautiful compared to what it was earlier in the season. That's the best the car's been all season, I think. Still lacking a little bit in speed, but more than making up for it with everything else. Yeah, very, very happy with that. Now let's see how we go against the grid average. So just fractionally under the grid average in terms of top speed. We've got a boost everywhere else though. Slightly down in the cooling areas, but I'm not too worried about that. Let's see how we stand against Cadillac. So they have more speed than us. We have better everything else apart from dirty air tolerance, and that is pretty negligible. And then again, not too worried about the cooling. They do have mighty tyre wear and engine cooling. That's a legacy of the work that I put in to improve the cooling on that car. Protect the engines, protect the tyres. But very mid-range for Cadillac, which shows just how good a job Oscar and Kimi have been doing with a car that is mid-pack, slightly below mid-pack in terms of downforce levels through the corners. The Red Bull is the better car, and it is the quickest car. It's a mighty quick car. Look at that. Charles' car first in speed and acceleration. Downforce is better than us in all departments. We have slightly better dirty air tolerance. Again, we're talking negligible differences. But that speed is 0.5 kilometre an hour. The acceleration gap has definitely come down. but we are much more on terms now with Red Bull in terms of performance. We've gone from 18th on the grid to 6th. So let's fit those parts onto Fudo as well. Just pray that they don't break any in practice, because I don't have spare chassis. Don't have spare side pods or spare underfloors, I don't think. I don't. So yeah, there's very much a risk that one of my cars might get broken. We have 717 grand. I can afford to get at least a part going, but I still don't have any slots left. We've got a chassis and an underfloor, which will be delivered to the garage for race day. We have a spare rear wing, and we'll have a second spare rear wing for race day. For the day after race day, sorry. So yeah, we will have a spare chassis on the Sunday, but it's Saturday where we'll need them, because if we break them on the Saturday, if we don't have a like-for-like part, we'll have to take a pit lane start to go down a level for the race itself. Yeah, that's not ideal. Never mind. I am very, very happy to see our cars looking much, much prettier in terms of their stats now. We could be very quick over the remainder of this season. Let's get our powertrains configured for practice before we head to Dakota. We'll leave that gearbox in. There we go. And that... Oh, wind tunnel has now gone. How much is that going to cost me? Oh, 2.6 mil. That's more money than I can afford to spend. There we go. Well, that is it for tonight. I hope you have enjoyed tonight's race. Hell of a nail-biting race at times. What a dream result. A 1-2. Our first victory of the season. Joe right up there on the podium alongside Fudo. And with the fastest lap, we got maximum points today. So pleased with that. And now we take a huge step forward in terms of performance as we head to COTA for tomorrow night's Grand Prix. I do hope you'll join me at the usual time, 8 p.m. UK time for that. If you have enjoyed tonight's race, then please do drop a like on the stream. If you're not yet subscribed, then why not consider subscribing as well? And be sure to hit the bell to be notified when the live streams start. I will be back, as I say, usual time of 8 p.m. tomorrow. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.